Hi everyone, welcome back to the Milcomp YouTube channel. We are still outside here in the beautiful Swiss mountains and shooting some long range. But today we will not talk about our rifles and all the stuff we use for shooting. We'll more talk about the gear I brought up here for those 2 days. Most of the gear we will talk about today is my personal preferences. So I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys have personal preferences out there and think this brand is better, I like this one more than the other one, whatever. I only want to show you the stuff I personally use and I personally bring to the range, and you can have your own opinion, and afterwards we can discuss it, which is good in my opinion. But anyway, today we have 3 different brands which I really recommend or which I really like. We have the Arctic sleeve stuff I brought up here from clothing and backpack. We have the Yeti bottles, which is more like the cooling and hydration system I bring up here. And we have the Leatherman, which is more like the multi-tool or as well the medkits tool I brought up here to the range. But we will talk about that later on. First of all, so take a closer look about all the stuff you see here, and then we'll talk about the gear. So first of all, let's talk about the base layer, so clothing. For sure, you can come up here with jeans, shirt and sneakers, or even flip-flops, whatever you want. But in my opinion, appropriate clothing will make the whole day or the whole 2 days easier for you. Therefore, I am rocking the Leaf Assault package. I got the Assault pants, which have some knee pads in here, as you can see and tell. I usually let the knee pads in due to the fact that I'm lying on the ground the whole day and they cover up my knees, and it is more comfortable for me for shooting. The pants have a lot of pouches, so if I want to put in a knife, my Leatherman, some spare ammunition, whatever, I'm good to go. After that, I'm rocking the Naga hoodie due to the fact that the Naga hoodie is really warm. And as you can tell, up here in the Swiss mountains in September it's getting cold, and you want to get something that keeps you dry and keeps you warm. I also have the Atom hoodie. The Atom hoodie is our team hoodie, which every one of us loves. You also could get the Cold hoodie, which is a bit more isolated and would be recommended for today's shooting due to the fact that we are talking about 10 degrees Celsius right now. We already have some snow up here in the Swiss mountains. So choose the one you're comfortable with if you're lying down to the ground the whole day. As you can tell, here in Switzerland, and as you probably can see, it is raining. Like always, the weather can be rough, tough, so you need to get a good jacket. I'm wearing the Alpha jacket, probably the most expensive rain jacket you can get, but also the most or the best rain jacket in my opinion you can get. The Alpha has been out on the market already for 10 years or even more, and it is really known, and it is one of the best rain jackets for sure. We're talking about 900 to 1,000 Swiss francs right now, so get your spare money together or wish something for Christmas, and then you can get one of these beauties. Why should I invest in a rain jacket like this, which is so expensive? It is good, it is Gore-Tex, it is light, it is rugged and robust, and as you can tell, up here in the Swiss mountains, you invest once in a jacket like this and then you have it for 10 years and it works without any problem. It also have the hoodie back here if you need that. I usually wear something on my head, so that's not a big problem. Talking about what I'm wearing on my head, usually I'm wearing a cap like this one or from Leaf, but if it's getting colder like this it is right now, you also can switch to your boonie. This is the Arctic sleeve boonie, which keeps you warm. I usually don't like wearing boonies for shooting because they are usually way too thick and the ear muffles are not good on your ear, but with this one, which is really thin, I'm good to go without any problems. For shoes, we still have the Salomon Quest 4D. In my opinion, the best shoe you can get right now, for sure. The Sulova Sapphire as well as the Hikes, they are really good, but I think this one has more stability and it is better on the harsh terrain which we have up here. So I'm rocking this one. They are available in different colors. I am rocking this slate brown, I guess. They are also in FD, in black, whatever you want, you can get them. I'm also rocking my G-Shock watch, like always, due to the fact that I want to be on time. For shooting as well as on stopping shooting, so keeping track on time as well as on the orientation with the compass is good, so therefore G-Shock is the thing to go. But enough talking of the first layer, which I have on me right now. Let's talk about what I have in my backpack. I always bring a backpack to the range. Might be up here for long range shooting, but also at the range in Zurich or whenever, I always have a backpack with me. And this one is currently the one I love most. This is the backpack from Arc'teryx Leaf, the Assault Pack 30 for 30 liter. You also can get the 40, which is bigger and has more space. I personally don't need more space. I'm good to go with this one. Why do I love this system so much? As you can see, it has a big zipper, which can be opened to the bottom, and you can open up the whole package and have access to all the stuff you have in here. It has Velcro, so if you want to get some patches or some other stuff in here, you're also good to go. The only thing I did not like about this backpack was that it comes without any sling straps. The slings are loose, a bit too long for my opinion, and if you're paying around 400 Swiss francs for a backpack, I would expect that there are some sling straps which I mounted here from a different brand. But otherwise, this is a really nice backpack, has enough space for me, has enough zipper around if you want to put something in there, as well as on top where you can have your belongings in there. There are different straps to hold it, to grab it, as well as on top, so you're good to go. Also, the waistbands are really nice and comfortable, and I really can get this one for the whole day on my back without any problem. Enough talking of the Arc'teryx Leaf gear, let's talk a bit about safety gear. I recommend to get shooting glasses. Like I said in my last videos already, shooting glasses are recommended also for shooting long range. So up here I'm wearing the Ville X with interchangeable glasses. Today I wear the white glass due to the fact you cannot see much, but if it's getting sunny I put in the black one and I'm good to go. Safety is also some gloves. As you can tell, you get some bruises if you're shooting today, so if you're familiar with gloves and shooting, and if you're good with pulling the trigger with gloves, you can get those. These are from Mechanics, really thin, so you get a good pull and you're good to go. They are not needed, but I personally would recommend to get something like this, then you don't have any problem with your hands. So, safety. The next thing I want to talk about safety, which I personally really recommend, would be a safety kit. I always bring a safety kit to the range, such as this one, only because I don't want to be in the position that I have to help anyone and I don't have a safety kit with me or a med kit. We will talk about this one, the Leatherman Raptor, later on. Let's talk first about the safety kit. What do you need to get in a safety kit? Don't bring all the stuff which you're not familiar with it, just bring the stuff you can handle. So something like bandages and tourniquet are recommended, and I guess everyone can use them. This med kit I have here today is really small and compact, can be put onto your belt, on the outside of your backpack, wherever you want. I also put on some red straps here, or these are the tack pulls from Ventum Gear, so you can see it easy, can open it up and you're good to go. Ventum Gear stuff is also on the ALPINE FOX Leaf store, ALPINE FOX store, so check them out if you want to get some of these fancy tack pulls, which I also rock on my chest rig. But anyway, enough talking of the med kit and enough talking of the Leaf stuff. Let's talk a bit more about the gear I bring to the range. Usually I bring a lot of different stuff to the range, and there are two brands right now which I'm really into. One of them would be Yeti for cooling and drinks, and the other one would be Leatherman. So let's start with Leatherman. I have three different Leathermans here today. Two are rather tactical, the Leatherman OHT and the Leatherman Charge Plus, which we also have here. Those are the tactical ones, and this is rather the medical one. Let's start with the tactical ones. The Charge Plus is the smallest Leatherman and the one I personally have on the range all the time. It is the classical Leatherman. I'm pretty sure all of you guys are familiar with Leatherman, which can be opened up like this. You have a plier in here with your cable cutter, and you have all the 19 different tools over here, from saws to knife to belt cutters, all the good stuff, as well as some can openers. So if you want to open up your chili choni, you're good to go with this one. The other one would be a rather modern one. This is the OHT. It can be opened with one hand. That's the big difference. It does not have to be opened up like the usual and standard Leatherman. Otherwise, you always have the good tools in there, all the stuff you need. Is that really beneficial, opening this tool with only one hand over the one we're having here? I don't know. I personally would prefer this one rather than this one, due to the fact that it's a bit smaller and has all the good stuff in there, and I am usually not in the situation where I have to open up my Leatherman with only one hand. If you think about some medical issues or whatever, maybe this one can be beneficial, but that's your personal preferences. You can do whatever you want. One of those two we'll give away on our Instagram channel. So check out our Instagram channel for the giveaway. You can choose, if you're the winner, which of them you want to get, and then we will send it to you. Really nice tools. One of them I would definitely recommend, because usually when you're outside, something will break down for sure. We have some nice weather right now, therefore good jackets are recommended, but we keep on going and rolling. So let's talk about the Raptor. The Raptor is my medic scissors. Cutting up some trousers and other stuff is usually essential to save someone's life. So this is the Raptor, which is really good cutting scissor. You can cut through any bandages, whatever you want to. It can be flipped together, so it is a really small and compact package. And you also have the cutter if you have someone in a car and you need to cut up the belts in the car, whatever. And you have the little knob here where you can put or push into the windshields and it will open up. So this is rather the medic tool. I personally would recommend if you're into medic stuff. Otherwise, yeah, if you need that, that's something else we can discuss about. But anyway, these are the Leatherman's tools I brought up here for those 2 days. If you really need 3 of them, that's something we can discuss, but I personally would would tell you, get one of them, due to the fact that there is always something that breaks down and you always need some tools to fix that. But anyway, let's talk a bit about the thing we have here. Hydration and food is always a big part. Like Camelback's slogan was once, hydrate or die, Yeti is also in the same brand. Hydration is key. Not today, as you can tell, but we will talk about the bottles. I got my first Rambler bottle after I threw away my Camelback bottle due to the fact that I'm a bit lazy, and I usually put my Camelback bottles inside of my dishwasher, and they were not dishwasher approved and they were done. But the Yeti, they have a big benefit. Even though they're a bit pricier, they can be put into the dishwasher. So lazy people like me can put them into the dishwasher, they will not smell, and you're good to go. Usually that's the standard version. You open it up, and as you can see, you can drink out of this little hole. And it took me close to a year that I found out that you also can open up the lower bottom and fill in the water like this, rather from the little tube or the little hole we have up here. But anyway, that's the Yeti Rambler bottle. The newest version, you also can have them different colors, in green, black and white. The newest version has a magnetic cup, as you can tell. If you're into that and if you want some gadgets like this one, you can get this for sure. I personally don't need it. It is a bit less heavy than the one we're having here, but otherwise it is a gimmick or a gadget. Yeah, you can get it, but you don't need it, in my opinion. Something I really need, and you probably also, if you're into coffee drinking or whatever, would be the Rambler mug. The mug with a lid up here, which can be closed if you want to stay safe and if you don't want to split all the good stuff in your car. Those guys which know me, they know that I am addicted to milk and ovomaltine. So what's coffee for other people is my Ovomaltine in the morning. So don't come up to me if I didn't have my Ovomaltine. Therefore I always have my mug with me, get my Ovomaltine done in the morning, drink it, and then I'm good to go for shooting. But otherwise we don't have to talk in the morning. So these are the Ramblers, also on the ALPINE FOX page. And this one is the Tundra, probably the biggest but also the best cooling device you can get from Yeti. It is bear proven. We also have some bears here in Switzerland, so you should definitely consider that. Really nice opening lid, really thick, isolating, like the bottles also. It has here a lever where you can push it around with the wheels. I usually bring it up to the range due to the fact that I want to have my food stay dry, and in here I bring up some food like some real meals which I keep in here. I got something to drink which I need usually, and we have some sugar chunky stuff for myself. So the Tundra, a really nice tool, a bit expensive, but if you're outside for 2 or 3 days, you should definitely consider get something like this where you can keep your stuff dry as well as fresh and cold. Yes, last thing I want to talk about is this one. I told you I usually bring my backpack to the range, but there are some days where I have to leave my backpack in the car and I'm only out with my chest rig. This one is from Helicontex, a chest rig which I personally really recommend also for hunting due to the fact that it has a really nice strap system. I also put on some tech pulls from Venton Gear up here, and inside of my chest rig I have the thing I need most. Range estimation is key for shooting. Therefore, good binocs like the Helia RF8 I have here, they are key. I can estimate range up to, or measure ranges up to 1,500 meters with this binoc without any problem. I also bring some xylem, some compass if I get lost, whatever, something to write, and I have some snacks in here, some Swiss military chocolate, otherwise you will be lost for sure. The chest rig is a good alternative in my opinion for the big backpack if you only want to go to one position, shoot some rounds, and afterwards you're good to go. The Helia, the Kahles Helia, is a good binocular for sure. I use this one for hunting all the time and I can really recommend it. But there's a problem. It has a range of around 1,500 meters and that's measured in good conditions. So if you're talking about the condition which we have here today, you will not get up to 1,500 meters with this laser rangefinder which we have here today. Therefore, I personally usually bring another rangefinder to the range. It would be this one. This is my Terrapin X. This is more the military version of a rangefinder than this one. This would be the hunting version in my opinion, and this would be the military version. The difference is really easy. This one has 2 eyes, so it's a binocular, and this one has only 1 eye. You have a way bigger field of view with this one. You can see different animals if you're going hunting or stalking easier than you would with this one. But this one has a way more or powerful laser, so we can hit up targets to 2,000, 3,000 meters without any problems. So getting a good rangefinder for the range is key. Getting one of these or one of these, that's up to you and depends on how far you will shoot and how far you want to spot your targets. I personally use this one more due to the fact that I'm hunting with this, but I recommend this one for longer distances. Here in Switzerland, you're a bit limited to shooting 1,000 meters, so this one does the job and is less expensive than this one. But like I said, personal preferences, get the one you want to. Last thing I want to talk about before we end this video here in the rain would be this beauty. This one is the Swarovski spotting scope, the SRT, or I can't remember the name anymore. It is definitely the Rolls-Royce of spotting scope. It is a magnification from 20 to 70 and you can see the targets without any problem. You also have different radicals in there. Really a great optics or spotting scope. Why do I recommend the spotting scope? For sure you can come up here alone and shoot the targets and probably also hit them, but being up here alone, shooting and don't know where your impact is hitting is just awful. You don't get anything from it. So if you're up here in the mountains shooting, get a second guy with you, one which can spot you and tell you where you hit the targets or where you miss the targets, so you can do your correction on your rifle or especially on your scope and hit the targets later on. So that's it. Give you my conclusion about all the stuff we talked right now. First of all, get good and appropriate clothing. As you can tell, it is still raining. I'm still really dry under the jacket and I'm good to go. Get a tool, something like a Leatherman or whatever. Get a tool where you can fix all the stuff which will break on the long range shooting. Get something that keeps you hydrated, a bottle, a camelback, whatever, something that you can stay hydrated while you've been out here the whole day shooting. Get something you can spot longer distances and get a range estimation in there. And last but not least, in my opinion, key part, get something which is medic approved. Get a tourniquet, bandages, maybe a Leatherman Raptor where you cannot cut up some stuff, all the good stuff you need. But get something for medic stuff, okay? So there you have it, all the stuff I wanted to talk about. A lot of rain. Actually, I expected to have sun today, but it is raining, therefore I brought all the stuff up here. But anyway, check out the ALPINE FOX store, which I will leave down the link in the description. Most of the stuff we're talking about is linked on there. Check also out our Instagram if you want to win one of the Leathermans we used up here. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time back here in the channel. Ciao zusammen. Merkst du, dass wenn du so einen Rülpser hast, der noch kommt oder nicht sollst? Bueno, bueno, machen wir. Also meine Herren und Damen. Oh, merkst du, dass wenn es so langsam die Arschritze durchabläuft, weil es vom Stein hinten reingetroffen ist und von der Regenjacke. Oh, du goldiges Nelly! Jan war nicht glücklich, also machen wir es nochmal. Gott verdammt, es pisst schon. Da am Viertel hinten runter. Da!